Good morning, mid-morning, late morning, something like that, 10:30ish, on a very beautiful yet warm Monday. 3 more days and I go to orientation for work, which I'm actually looking forward to. Sorry if I don't seem excited. I'm a little, I wouldn't say under the weather, like in being sick or anything like that, but more like trying to wake up. Had difficulty sleeping last night. Um, I don't know what was going through my head last night, but I was kind of like, didn't want to go to sleep, but I knew I had to go to sleep, that kind of thing. But anyhow, I made it through. I'm awake. I'm alive. I've had my cup of coffee. Jerry's snoozing. She had a rough night as well, so I'm letting her sleep. Um, I'm sorry. I was semi prepared to do this a vlog this morning, but not 100% prepared. I just sifted through and read 21 comments from my video yesterday, and excuse me, I'm not exhausted from reading some of the mail or some of the comments because it was just kind of like, okay, sure. I mean, I loved everybody's comments except for one person because she was being a um, shyster. Well, you know what I do with shit stirs. I just, you're in the back of the bus, can't say nothing, or you're so far behind me that, yeah, your words are just muffled. But I'm gonna have to say this. Come up with some new shit. Those of you who, those people, the people have been coming in here trying to stir up shit. Is like they're using some of the same old crap that was being recycled through the GB. It's like, come on. What? Certain people are unhappy that certain things were or were not said by the newspaper, so they're trying to make things worse. They're not for me anyhow. They're making stuff worse for themselves. You know. And I like sitting here. I've noticed a couple of new comments popping up, which to me is intriguing because I can't read them that fast, and some of them are the pop ups I get are just like brief. So and so started to say this. Okay, but I am kind of excited about the upcoming events. This week alone is going to be very busy, and this is the week before I go back to actually starting to go back to work. Because today, in about an hour and a half or so, I have to, about 12, I have to make sure Jay's awake and starting to get ready to go to her eye doctor appointment where she's going to get shots. And they're going to check her eyes and whatnot, and then they're going to give her a shot or something. I have to I have to call the eye doctor here in Mercy to see if one, I'm pretty sure they take my insurance because most of the other doctors at Mercy take it, but one, to set up an appointment, hopefully for either this week, later on this week, or you know, before hopefully before I start getting into my regular hours of work. I know the week of the 15th, at least Monday the 15th. I don't know about the whole week, but it sounds like the whole week. I'll be working from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. So any medical appointments I have to go to is going to have to be in the morning time. The only thing I'm worried about going to the eye doctor about once I get an appointment is the dilation. Are they going to dilate my eyes and whatnot? And Hopefully that wears off before I have to go to work. Otherwise, that's going to be like, yeah. And then Jerry, during her fits of sleep and no sleep, earlier this morning, got the information for dental, and yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if she said she set an appointment for me or she got the information so she knows whom we can get a hold of here in town. But she sent me that information this morning. But anyhow, back to this week. She has her eye doctor's appointment this afternoon at 2. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, she has her physical therapist come in and work with Jerry. Other than that, there's nothing really on the agenda for tomorrow. Wednesday, she has another appointment, medical appointment here in town to see what she said was an EMT, ear, mouth, throat doctor, to see what this issue is with her mouth, because it's not really clearing up like the doctor said it was. So it could be a problem that only an EMT will be able to tell. Anyhow, when I hear the letters EMT, I'm not thinking about an ear, mouth, throat doctor or anybody like that. I'm thinking about like EMTs, medical emergency, or what is it? Oh, that's right, it's EMT, medical emergency team. ENT is something else, or maybe I'm getting it backwards. I don't know. All these different, acronyms, and we're not gonna put out the full word. We're just gonna, abbreviate it with letters, but. And then Thursday, I have my thing in the morning time with the college. Don't know how long that's going to last, so depending on how long that lasts, depends on what all I can do. But I'm hoping that in between doctors and whatnot, I can do some cleaning and organizing and rearranging, because I need to do that. I just need to find a spot to start and just go around the room. The thing is, there are certain items in this room that I need Jerry's input in because it's some of her stuff. So, if she's not feeling good later, or when I get to that one corner, I will FaceTime her so she can tell me what to do with it or what she wants me to do with it, and blah, 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 all that stuff. But that's my plans for the week, is try to work on in here. Her craft room is 90% done. Mine is only maybe 25% done. Because as usual for my characteristics, and I'm finding out more and more about adult attention deficit order, where out of sight, out of mind. And that's why a lot of people who have ADHD leave everything out as much as they can. I am trying to work with that because, yes, I have that problem. Out of sight, out of mind. And then when I go to look for it, it's like, oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where did I put it? Where is it? Gotta think, okay, what is it I'm looking for? Okay, it's a frying pan. So those frying pans are in the drawer over here in the corner. I have to go through that process to remember where I put certain things. That, let's say, I gave the frying pan as an example, but let's go deeper. Let's say I'm getting ready to make a homemade cake. So some of the most basic ingredients for homemade cakes are flour, sugar, eggs, and milk. That's your base ingredients for a dough, a mixture for a dough or for bread. But I don't always make bread, so I've got to go, okay, when was the last time I used the granulated sugar, and where did I put it? Okay, all the food stuff is in the pantry. Okay, Bottom of the pantry on the bottom shelf is all my baking goods. So my flour should be in one of the containers with baking goods. I have to go through that process and that routine to remember where certain things are. Um, and, you know, unfortunately, a lot of times when we go grocery shopping, I leave a lot of, stuff out on the counters because either A, I don't know where to put it, or B, I just like, oh, that's something that I want to get into on a regular basis, why I put it away. So it's one of those things that Jerry's learned over the years to deal with, and I'm learning to try to find other methods than other than just leaving it on the counter, because like here most of my stuff is in the open. My bookcase is open, my desk is open. The only thing I have to worry about is which drawer out of the 3 drawers I have next to me. Like this top drawer is mostly like office supply stuff. Oh, can't even see what I'm looking at. I am so sorry. Top drawer is mostly office supply stuff. This drawer is like incense, candles, various items. Oh, I do have it. I am so glad I looked in here. I was looking for this quartz geode that I have. I've been using it for like, not a coaster for drinks, but I have this little incense burner. You use regular incense cones, and it's supposed to come out of the mouth of this little wolf. But, and I'm probably going to get rid of this. What I found out is sometimes when I put it down over the cone's not getting enough airflow or oxygen flow to burn, so then it snuffs itself out. I have to literally find that app. Sorry folks, I kind of went down a rabbit hole because I found some stuff that I've been looking for. But, and then, where did this come from? Where did you come from, my little friend? Roll off the desk or what? But my bottom drawer is mostly like backup supplies. It's got my drafting stuff, some extra, some stuff that I use, some drafting. What is this? Notepads, notebooks, stuff, and various things that I use for D&D. Yes, I play Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't played it in a long time, but yes, I play Dungeons and Dragons. But as you can tell by looking at my side table, it's got some clutter on there from stuff that I just purchased. My desk is the same way. It's got books and various items that I need to deal with. I've got a lot of stuff underneath my table that I use that I need to go through and decide what I'm doing with it. I gotta go clean up and organize the camping stuff to put outside. So I've got a variety of things that I need to be doing to straighten up this room so I can turn it into my personal sanctuary. I know that sounds a little weird, but that's what I'm looking at it as. So yeah, there's a few things going on, but yay, that bottle was a day and a half worth of soda. I'm not here to persuade anybody to do anything like I do. I'm not here to convert people to, new age, whatever. I've said it many times, and I'll keep on saying it until the day I die. I may have Christian roots, but that does not mean I can't grow and explore and learn new things. One of the many things that I've gathered from just reading the Bible so many different times is the Bible wants you to know, wants you to grow, wants you to be, human, wants you to make your own choices and whatnot. But it is those choices that we make not only define who we are, but it helps forge ourselves, through various trials and errors and trial by fire. And, there's all kinds of names you can use to say that, you've gone through various different things in your life that could be beneficial to others who may or may not be going through those things. Like right now, I'm going through a lot of different things at once, and I'm actually doing fairly well now that I'm finding my balance. I'm dealing with Jerry and her cancer. I'm going to be dealing with a job pretty soon that's going to take up 8+ hours of my morning, or evening, depending on times that I work. I'm trying to learn different ways of helping my body as well as my wife, both mind, body, and spirit, to become more balanced, to become more positive, to be able to just deal with life, which includes the nonsense and whatnot that has been happening on the YouTube channels or the internet about me and Jerry for the last, year and a half, even though both me and Jerry have been doing this. Jerry's been doing this since 2016, somewhere around there. I've only been doing this for 4 years. She's probably been doing it for 5 or 6. But, yes, it takes a lot of guts to put yourself out here on YouTube. It takes even more strength and whatnot to deal with the naysayers and the conspiracy addicts and just people who don't like not just me and Jerry but other YouTubers just because a lot of what I caught from various groups, they don't like Jerry because of the fact that she has obesity. She has other quirks and whatnot people don't like, but I've learned how to deal with it over the last 22 years. A lot of people want to say that she's overly demanding or narcissistic or any of that kind of negative garbage. As her husband, I will defend her against that. But at the same time, I can sit there and look at their words and their examples and whatnot and go, well, I don't know about narcissism, but I can definitely say that sometimes she can be overbearing, but who's not? I know I can be overbearing at times. I don't know any couple that's been married for 20+ years have not had their issues because one or the other were being overbearing or over demanding or whatnot. I don't see it that way. I don't see it as overbearing. I see the situation as for her to get up out of that bed and come out just for a cup of water, let's say, or her, yogurts and puddings and whatnot for her mini fridge next to the bed. She cannot do that because the doctors would prefer that anytime she's going to be walking around or sitting upright for an extended period of time, other than just to switch from bed to commode, she has to go through this process of putting on that freaking brace. Now, I'm speaking from my own opinion, my own self. Knowing Jerry the way I know Jerry, and sometimes her middle of the night urges are really like she doesn't, she has to literally jump from bed to commode just to relieve herself. And I can tell you this much: if I had the problems that Jerry has, I would not want to try to put on a freaking straight jacket. That's what I call this thing nowadays, a straight jacket, just to go take a leak. I'd rather be able to either just grab a hospital pee cup, pee in that thing, cap it off, and set it next to on the floor next to the bed, so I don't knock it over and have pee all over my floor, and then empty it in the morning time. So I understand her situation with the commode. Now, if you've never had to deal with somebody in your family that's has a sickness or an illness or whatever that basically says, hey, if you want to get up and move around, you have to put on this device, or you have to put on this, or you have to wear this, or whatever. Now, I don't know anybody who has, let's say, a prosthetic limb, like a leg. Now, I'm pretty sure most of those people do not sleep with that thing on, because I'm pretty sure it becomes uncomfortable after a certain period of time of using it. Wherever the prosthetic limb connects to your body, that area where it's that, the only way I can describe it, looks like a cup that adheres to your leg in some way or form or manner. I'm pretty sure that after wearing that thing for a couple of hours, you're sweating your tail end off, and that cup becomes like a reservoir for liquids. I don't think that's comfortable. With Jerry, her situation is not just a factor. It's uncomfortable as is, because it literally digs up into her armpit or pinches on her hip or whatnot. But I have had to care for Jerry after taking that brace off, and her back and belly are sweaty. Her clothing in those areas that has the strap just to hold the back on, and then the straps to hold the front on. Her areas underneath that brace become extremely, extremely warm, as she described it. She's walking around in a coffee cup, because she's sweating her bippies off, and then it's hot and uncomfortable, and it's just making her life miserable. And I feel for her, because we just got done doing a long trip. 2 hours to Springfield. She had to wear that brace the whole time. She took it off in Outback, so she can be comfortable in that booth, because that booth was too tight for her as is. Adding that extra inch or two of plastic doesn't help that much. But it's one of those things where it's like, come on, you gotta understand that this device is supposed to help her back. I don't know what kind of good it is, other than keeping her from bending over and being comfortable. But if you know the science of gravity plus your backbone, you realize that when you're sitting up or standing and you're not able to bend, your whole backbone is being compressed down on top of itself just because of gravity. So that brace, the only thing that brace is doing is keeping her from bending over. It inhibits her twisting as well, but still, gravity alone compressing on the areas that had problems and hopefully are recalcifying after her treatments with the radiologist, getting bombarded by radiation. I don't know if that person's called a radiologist or what, but he is a doctor of sorts. Doctor in nuclear medicine or something like that. I can't remember his full title. But she has more than enough to deal with in her life. She does not need extra. And I know when I start working again full time, which is just a week away, I'm going to be too busy to deal with the garbage. And, well, as I joked around with a friend of ours one time, not too long ago, that I literally said, well, I know I have another hat on. I have another notch on my belt for jobs, and And we were joking, and the person goes, "What do you mean? I thought you said you went to college." Yes, I'm saying I went to college, but I still have jobs that I have to do. Well, one of them I consider a job. The other one I consider my duty as a husband. Not that I have to do it. I want to do it because of my title as husband. But I was saying, I guess I'm becoming a garbage man. And they're like, "What do you mean you're becoming a garbage man?" Because every day when I go through my videos and see who's been commenting, I've been having to literally throw out comments left and right. Not left and right, but I've been throwing out a couple comments because the fact that they're either being shit stirrers or just not part of what's being discussed. They're creating their own scenarios or their own, vlog that I did in their head, and it has nothing to do with the vlog I just done or did. So I'm becoming garbage man. We all had a good laugh over that, but it's kind of one of those things that have been happening lately. How long have I been? Okay. To end this little vlog, I know it might seem a little boring and mundane because I'm not as excited as I thought I was gonna be, but I think what it is I see what I still need to do, and it might seem a lot in my brain, but it's probably not that much. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I have an hour to do whatever around here before I have to start waking up Jerry to get her ready to go her eye doctor's appointment. Unless she wants to, I hope she doesn't try to call it off. That's something I don't encourage, but I also basically, say, hey, if you're not feeling that great, maybe you want to consider postponing or try to rearrange it for another day. But with my job coming up, I don't want to have her reschedule for before October, before November, to have me rearrange my work schedule so soon into working, because I know the people I work with now are understanding and whatnot, but I feel guilty because I agreed to do stuff and I agreed to work here and I agreed to, but the thing is, I also made an agreement with Jerry. My mind is starting to go. I made an agreement with Jerry in front of both our families and God. So Jerry is more important to me than anything else, more important than a job, more important than all the garbage being spewed on the internet. She's more valuable to me than a precious stone. I'm doing anything and everything I can for Jerry. Anything and everything within my ability, I will do. Just like on the back of my phone, it says, I will do great and terrible things for my family. That's the truth. I will do whatever I can for my family, short of losing my life. Because if I lose my life, who's going to be here to help them and hold them and defend them? And, my mom, she's important to me too. But my mom also understands that I'm a husband and the wife should be more important than her. But, I tell Mom, it's not about a person, it's about a code of honor more than anything else in my brain. But I am who I am. I am ever changing because, that without change, it's not only just, it gets boring, but it just becomes mundane. It's just and I'm not changing just for religious purposes or healing purposes or anything like that. I'm changing and evolving because I believe that there's something out there that I'm intended for, and I have not reached the level that I need to be on for what God wants me, to do, or what God intends for me to do. So I'm still learning, and I strongly believe that it does not matter what we read or learn. It's how we use it, what we do with it. I could sit here and read all about the crystals and crystal healing. I can read about herbal healing and medicines that Native Americans and ancient Chinese used to make up that did good for most ailments. I can even go through and read every book I can get my hands on just about every known religion. It's what I do with that knowledge. It's how I use that knowledge. What purpose I use that knowledge for. If I'm using the knowledge for good, to help people out, I am 90% sure that God would approve. As long as my roots stay within Christianity, and I know who I need to bring my prayers to, and I know who I need to look up to for guidance. I don't think there's anything wrong with anything that I've done so far, anything I've read so far. There'll be a lot of people out there who will argue the point that because I am not so locked into the Bible, or a church. Most people nowadays will be like, "Oh, you're not going to a church, you're a sinner." Not according to the Bible, but that's a different story, different argument. So, here I go. If you enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments pertaining to this vlog, go ahead and put them in there. If you're new to my channel and want to hear more about what I'm doing and how I'm living and all that fun stuff, totally up to you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and then click on that bell. Once you click on the bell, YouTube will let you know when I put up a new video. Maybe there's something that I briefly touched on and you want to hear more on. Try to drop me a line. Maybe I'll try to focus on that. Right now, I'm trying to keep focused on one thing at a time, and right now I'm trying to stay focused on my this stone is heavy, on this little guy. If you don't have the book, that's fine and dandy. I'm not telling you to rush out and buy it unless you really want to. I know a person who, her and her fiance is going to Germany. I spent many a year in Germany as a child, 80, 83. So I was 80, I turned 9, 81, 10. So between 9 and 10 years, or 9 and 12 years of age, because I had just turned, 9 to 12, because 1980 is when we got back from Germany, or 1983 is when we got back from Germany, and I was just turning, 83 would have been the year I was turning 12, so between 9 and 11, 8.5 and 11, somewhere around there. But it was fun. And then I have my experience, my 2 years of experience in Yellowstone National Park, working summers, 2 different years. So I've got a variety of subjects or interests and stories and whatnot. So if you want to hear those, you can either ask more questions about different areas that I have knowledge and experience in. We try to keep it fun. We try to keep it lighthearted around here. So anyhow, you guys have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.